Episode 2 of Ahsoka quickly answered the cliffhanger of the first episode and assured that Sabine was okay. As the episode begins, the music has changed from the first episode. This is something we heard from Andor as well, except this time the music has no connection to what we heard in episode 1 at all, instead of being a different orchestration of the same music. The same short motif keeps playing in the chimes, but I can't assign it to anything specific. The music builds as Sabine's dream continues, and Ahsoka can feel her thoughts. She wakes Sabine from the dream, cutting off the music as well.
Too bad.
Sabine. No.
As Ahsoka leaves, a sad variation of her theme plays. Low drones and toms open the next scene. As the shuttle lands, you can hear several talking drums being played, with rolls but panned to sound like they are surrounding us, just like the stone circle. The same drones from the entrance of Galen and Shin in episode 1 return. Next, we hear the descending half-step that we also heard with them in episode 1. The rest of the scene is filled primarily with sound effects, but I am now attributing this half-step to the pair. A march rhythm in the lows pushes us into the title screen where we hear Ahsoka's theme in a tribal flute. Ahsoka's theme is then teased in the harmony before more clearly coming through in the horns as she relives the events that unfolded the night before. It continues to be fragmented in different ways as the scene continues.
That's too bad.
By Kiner simply removing the second note of the theme like he does here, the entire passage becomes a downward scale. This immediately feels more depressing to us as there's no uplifting portion to the music. This is interrupted though as she turns on the hollow projection of Ezra. At that moment, Ezra's theme sings through in the strings just like it did for Sabine in episode 1. And I've been wondering, do you think that this projection was made before Ezra and Thrawn disappeared or after? The way he spoke made it seem like all of that had been in the past and certainly looks older. But that would mean that Sabine has had contact somehow, right? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments.
Hey, Sabine. I'm sorry for disappearing on you.
After Sabine discovers that the assassin droids are from the Corellian New Republic shipyards and Ahsoka leaves, Hera comforts Sabine. As she does so, her theme comes through, adding warmth to the scene. Kanan might be gone, but the love in her theme can still be attributed to those around her, like it is in this moment, making it the perfect underscoring.
I do.
Tell that to her.
I do.
As Morgan Elsbeth arrives at the stones with Galen and Shin, the same theme that played when she was first seen in episode 1 plays again. This now confirms that this is a theme for her. I've been going back and trying to track everything I hear while we see the villains, and I'll have a little more on that in a moment. Ahsoka's theme chimes in as well in the scene briefly as the map to the alternate universe is seen. As far as a theme for the other villains though, it's more difficult to identify anything. This motif enters as they continue to speak, moving from the tonic to 3 and then either to 7 or 2. Similar music played when the entire group met in episode 1 as well, and this certainly parallels that scene.
Make sure that everything is ready for its arrival.
Marok will complete his task.
See that he does.
However, it's not clear if this is meant for Galen, Shin, the duo, or something different. So, So far, this is the only theme that actually seems to be used more than once, and that seems very strange to me considering Kiner would create themes for villains in the Bad Batch that were only around for one episode. Now, we have multiple villains that seem to account for at least half the season that have no clear theme that I can discern or attach to them. At the end of the scene, the descending half-step returns before resolving back up this time. As Ahsoka arrives on Corellia, the music is drastically different, and I wonder if this is theme music to be attributed to Corellia. It's expansive and searching, yet noble, and could really fit the planet. The practice of assigning themes to planets has been common recently, as Natalie Holt did so for each planet in Kenobi, before Joseph Shirley scored a leitmotif for Coruscant in Season 3 of The Mandalorian. So this could be the continuation of planets now receiving themes that then help underscore what happens on them. In the next scene, as Huyang offers Sabine her lightsaber, encouraging her to continue her training, her theme comes through in a beautiful scene as she considers her fate. Lighthearted underscoring begins as Hera interrogates the shipyard supervisor. I bring this up because as the scene continues and the conversation becomes more contested, the music reflects this by also becoming more tense.
Wanna bet?
As Ahsoka asks about assassin droids, the descending half-step returns, warning of danger. It leads into a theme that, again, I can't connect to anything else that we've heard so far.
No HK class?
Assassin droid. I should think not.
Not even repurposed?
As chaos breaks out and the workers attack, the music picks up. As the last threat is neutralized, the descending half-step returns again. Ahsoka's motif breaks out in several short bursts before she's abruptly halted by Marok. The taiko war drums that Kiner loves to prelude a lightsaber duel with enter before the music picks up. I always appreciate Kiner's ability to create exciting and engaging music for action scenes that does a great job of emulating the style that Williams created for this entire universe with brass attacks and heavy use of timpani and cymbals. The half-step throughout this battle has changed direction and now moves upward, but as Marok escapes, the music halts, and I just love how little effort Ahsoka gives to avoid the lightsaber here. It shows that she's clearly on a different level than at least Marok. As Sabine returns to her home and her Lothcat, her theme vaguely plays as she assembles her armor, reflecting how deep in thought she is while holding back on her full conviction just yet. Kiner is going to save this moment for another time. As Ahsoka goes off to pick her up, Hera watches her go. Hera's theme helps see her off, and as we see the giant hyperspace ring, the Eye of Sion, a powerful rendition of Morgan Elsbeth's theme sings through. As Balin proclaims that it would be a shame to kill Ahsoka, his descending half-step returns. I'm really curious to see what happens with his character and if we get some flashbacks of him at some point. A brief beginning to Morgan's theme enters, again to end the scene in darkness. But I'm also curious what all of you think. Were there any themes that I missed? Do you think that the descending half-step actually serves a specific purpose, or is Kiner more just using it for a general sinister sound? Does it seem strange to you that these villains aren't being given clear themes, or am I making too big of a deal about it? What do you think of the show so far? Tell me in the comments below what you think, and consider checking out my Patreon page using the link in the description, where you can help support this channel for as little as $1 a month, or download PDFs and MP3s of projects as I complete them, along with other perks at higher tiers. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to learn more about the music of a galaxy far, far away, and as always, may the be with you.